Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here for another Monday this and that vlog. And if you're new to my channel, this is just a weekly vlog that I do every Monday where I can touch on various different things, answering questions that may have come in the past week, letting you know of videos I already have out or videos yet to come, and just give some general announcements and whatever else I feel like talking about. So let's get to the topics of today. The first thing I want to talk about is antiviral tea blends, and that is so easy to make your own. So I have a bunch of different videos on making your own tea blends, and I will link to the full playlist down below. But another specific video link I'm also going to provide. I might have a couple of different ones actually on antiviral recipes, various things that you can do to help prevent getting colds and flus, or if you do get a cold or a flu, natural things that you can use to help you recover quicker or just help ease the symptoms. So this time of year, when I'm making teas, I'm usually making spice teas. So I do still make my peppermint tea from my own homegrown peppermint and more. Most often it's the spice teas, and I might switch it up a little bit each night. So it's not always exactly the same, but some basic ingredients I most commonly use are going to be star anise, cinnamon stick. This is Ceylon cinnamon. I often will throw in some dried organic orange peels, or any kind of orange. It can be like tangerines, satsumas, anything like that. Some astragalus root. And I also like to put in a few whole cloves and some fresh ginger. That one's my favorite. Even just plain fresh ginger tea is super good. I just slice it up, skins and all, and put it in my little silver teapot, and that is something that I brew because of all the things I'm putting in there. They're all roots or woody items. Then that is something I'm going to brew for a period of time. Oh yes, and I also, now that we have a lot of turkey tail mushroom thanks to our other piece of property and getting a bunch out there, I have a lot of that dried up, and I do add that to my tea on a regular basis. Turkey tail mushroom is another one that is a really good immune booster to help prevent colds and flus. So I just wanted to touch on that real quickly. It is so easy to make your own tea blends and add whatever it is you want. What I do recommend though is if you're using a mixture of roots, barks, and so on, anything that's woody that's going to be better for a decoction, mushrooms such as reishi or turkey tail, then what I recommend you do is you brew that first, and then if you want to add something like some echinacea leaves or mullein or anything that's a more delicate herb, then that's something you're going to put in later. So I recommend you brew your tea for a while with just these types of ingredients. Oh yes, I just thought of another one I like to add. Red pepper flakes. It makes it nice and spicy. But yeah, after you brew it for, I'd say at least 15 minutes to an hour, then add your more delicate herbs to that hot blend. And then you don't have to completely remove it from the heat. What I usually do, because I'm typically doing it on the wood stove, is I have trivets, different cast iron trivets, that at that point, if I'm going to add an herb to it like that, I will put it in the hot liquid and move that up to a trivet where it can keep it nice and warm. But yes, please go check out whatever video links I put down there. I'll try to gather a few different ones and put them in the description box down below so that you can check out, how to make various tea blends, but specifically the ones on antiviral and immune boosting. I want to talk about something that always seems to trigger a few people, and it's never intended to do that. And I just want to explain a few things because people get really upset about this topic, though there's a lot of people that appreciate this when I talk about it. And this topic is in regards to freeze dryers. I know there's a lot of great people out there and a lot of great channels out there that have got their freeze dryers, and they absolutely love their freeze dryers. And that is great. I have absolutely nothing against that. And no one should ever assume that. I've been accused of all kinds of things. I've been called closed-minded. I've been accused of attacking the freeze drying community, and that is never, ever what I've tried to do. I've only tried to bring balance to this topic because everybody's going to have their own opinions and point of views, And we all got to do what's best for us when it comes to putting up our food, or what kind of knives we buy, or what kind of teas we make, or whatever it is. It's going to be, everybody's going to be different. And I'm only sharing my own personal opinion. So when somebody calls me closed-minded in regards to freeze dryers, what they don't understand is that I actually seriously was considering getting one, even though I had my doubts about it, because years ago, the very first channel I ever saw get a freeze dryer and do a review on it, it wasn't a great review. He was not happy with it. And all the things he talked about, I was like, yeah, those are all things that I would personally have issues with. But they might have been things that somebody else wouldn't have minded. What's more closed-minded to me is if you just blindly buy something because somebody you like says, oh, I have this and I like it, without learning everything about it, especially when you're talking about an expensive product like a freeze dryer, which is a minimum of $3,000 to $5,000, even more if you want to get one that you don't have to do frequent oil changes on, which can cost even more. And so these are all the things you have to weigh out. And so what, the person who accused me of this doesn't understand is that I actually, before I really came to this hard conclusion and did those 2 videos I've done so far on why I don't have a freeze dryer, and then the second one on why I turned one down, is I gave the actual facts about the nutrients that are saved in freeze drying versus dehydrating, which isn't much. There's very little difference. And a few other things that people should consider. Don't buy something just because somebody tells you it's the only and best way. That's all I've tried to say. And also, I have tried many freeze-dried foods, because that's the other thing a person should do before they invest in something like that, is I would say sample different freeze-dried foods before you dive in and buy something so expensive, because it may not be worth the overall cost to do that. Like me, you might find there's only really a few freeze-dried foods that you like, and to me, it's more cost effective for me just to purchase the freeze-dried foods, especially in those things that I don't already grow or don't grow enough of. So I'm going to talk about that more in a bit. But I just want to reiterate the fact that I'm just trying to bring balance. I don't have any problem with people buying a freeze dryer and loving their freeze dryer and using it. And I know Grumpy Acres Farm, I'll link to their channel down below. These are good people. They have a freeze dryer. They love it. And they help to compensate for the excess cost, not just for the machine, but the extra $20 a month they pay in electricity to run it by selling a lot of their freeze-dried goods. And I've shared this with people before. I think that's an excellent idea. If you can get something like that and it's worth it both to you and you love it, and you can find a way to earn back what you've put into it, awesome. That is great. That's what people should be doing. However, for me, it's just, after everything I've looked into and all the complications a lot of my followers have had that have shared with me, a lot of their horror stories are new ones, like within the past year or 2. So those were some other issues that I'm like, man, I would hate to spend that kind of money on an expensive paperweight that the company's going to charge me shipping to send it back for them to repair it, even though they knew it was a known issue and they'd admitted it. So, that to me is an issue. And but these are all the types of things I try to share with people so you understand. I do not hate the freeze drying community. I think those, especially like Grumpy Acres Farm, that's making the most out of it like they do. I think that is great, and I very much respect that. But also know that I do actually still buy freeze-dried foods just to prove that I'm not absolutely 100% against freeze drying. So right here, in fact, even though we just now are able to start growing raspberries again, we used to grow them, and then our raspberry plants up and died, and it took us a few years to finally get some, and it's going to take a few years before they're producing enough for the amount that I like to put up. Well, Mother Earth Products has been my go-to place for many years when it comes to trying freeze-dried foods, because they sell their bags of freeze-dried foods in various different sizes. You can even get sample sizes, unlike with places like Honeyville, where I was first trying those out, and I was so nervous because it can be so expensive to buy a number 10 can of freeze-dried foods, and what if you get it in and you don't like it, such as the freeze-dried bell peppers. I did not care for them. I really did not like them. That's quite an expense. Whereas something like Mother Earth products, you can buy smaller amounts. I think they've even put together sets that you can buy that have a whole bunch of different little bags so you can try them and sample them and see. Now for me, the ones that I like best are mostly going to be fruits and raspberries being one of them, and then another one being things that I cannot grow anyway, and it's not worth the cost for me to get a freeze dry or just a freeze dry, because I still have to buy these things, then go through the work. So to me, it's worth it just to buy them from a good company like Mother Earth Products, a family-owned business. It's US-based, so I get their organic bananas, I get their organic mangoes, I also get their organic pineapple. But one of the very first things I bought from them was actually dehydrated goods. In fact, I was looking for a place that sold dehydrated garlic slices like here, because I love them, and dehydrated onions. So especially at the time when I wasn't growing enough onions and garlic to get me through, I like having these on hand. And it's just another one of those things where you got to weigh out the not just the cost of the product, but the cost of the time and energy it takes for you to put these things up. I dehydrate a lot of things, like most of you already know, a lot of things. But there's some things it's worth it to me just to buy from a company I trust. Another thing I bought for a while are their organic dehydrated, not freeze-dried, dehydrated carrots. And I probably won't get any more if we keep getting carrots like we do now, and I've been dehydrating those. I like those even better. But I add these carrots to so many different things that I'm cooking, soups, sauces, and more. And that's just an example. So anyway, I have a pretty good stash of freeze-dried and dehydrated goods from Mother Earth Products to have on hand. But one of the things I want to share when it comes to the things like the fruits, the freeze-dried fruits, these to me are luxury items. I'm only stocking up on them right now because I can. And they're luxury items so that if we run out of raspberries or our raspberry plants up and die again, we still have raspberries I can use in making various different kinds of desserts, such as raspberry cream chocolate, raspberry cream pies, raspberry and apple pies and crisps, and whatever sounds good. And so I like having those on hand for that very purpose. And same thing goes with the bananas, pineapples, and mangoes, because I can do all kinds of different things with them. But all of those things, they're all luxury items. But because I'm well stocked on the staples and the things that are most important, then I have no problem taking some of the money that used to go into those things and putting it towards more luxury items. And then another luxury item I got on my last order of Mother Earth Products, because I was going to say that a lot of my freeze-dried goods we have in an off-site location. And I realized all of my raspberries got put out there. So I'm like, I need some more raspberries just for here at the house. So it was time to finally do another order through Mother Earth Products while they were having their big sale, you know, their Black Friday, whatever sale. And then they had their instant hummus, which I tried before. They sent me a free packet a while back and I love it. It's actually really good and super easy. Just add water. You got instant hummus. Only 6 ingredients. And anyway, they had this on sale. So I've been kind of waiting. So I went ahead, since I wanted to get more raspberries, I ordered more of that. And I ordered more of their B-complex gummies. These are blackberry flavored. My favorite B-complex vitamin ever is that one. That's my favorite. So it was time, and these were on sale too, plus the discount for the, you know, the Black Friday discount. And anyway, I wanted to share that because, you know, I always have my Mother Earth Products link in the description box down below. You can get 10% off your order going through that link. It might only be the first order though. I'm not sure, but if you've done an order before through my link, let me know if you've tried again and you didn't get the 10% discount. I keep forgetting because I have several different affiliates, but I know at least the first order you can get 10% off. And if you order over if you order at least $117 worth of stuff, then you can get free shipping, which is what I did here. I was waiting until I had enough to make sure I could get the free shipping. So anyway, now you probably have been noticing something a little different here. And I wanted to I'm probably going to do a separate video on this, but years ago, I bought some mica powders because I heard that they were more natural. And I thought I wanted to play with them and kind of, you know, see how they work for just different things. Now, mica powders have so many different applications. You can use them not just for cosmetics, but you can use them in color soaps and to use in resins and various different things. Anything. You can use them to color whatever you want. And they are a more natural substance. And what I was reading is that a lot of the colors used are based on, like, I can't remember if it's like 5 or 6 different natural substances that can be combined in different ways to make a myriad of different colors. And so right now I'm playing with the different colors I have. I'm like, I forgot I had these. I better pull them out and play with them, because it would be kind of interesting to just see what all I can do with them, and then maybe share that with you guys. Because I have tried, usually all you ever see me wear is my homemade mascara and some natural, a natural eyeliner I buy, even though the homemade mascara recipe can be used as a liquid eyeliner. I don't prefer liquid eyeliner, I prefer a pencil. So usually it's all you ever see me wear. So I'm having fun kind of playing with these powders and then just using them as is. And it amazes me how well they stay in place. I've tried some different natural powders, such as spirulina powder and blue butterfly powder. And while those can be fun to work with, they don't have the staying power as the mica powders do. And so that was the big issue I had with those, and so I stopped using them. I do still have a face powder. I only use it when I absolutely need it, and it's all completely natural, homemade. I have a video on that I'll link to down below. And a lot of people have asked me if I've ever made a cream foundation, and no, I haven't. But one thing I did try recently, since I'm playing with all this stuff, is I took the homemade powder, which is arrowroot powder or tapioca starch, green clay, and cocoa powder, and you mix that to match your own coloring. But anyway, I took that, put a little bit of that in my hand with a little bit of my own homemade skin cream, and then blended that together to make a tinted skin cream. I didn't use that today, but I have tried that. I did that a couple different days, and I like the way it just kind of added a little color to my skin without going overboard. But it wasn't a foundation, like something that would cover up wrinkles and just your natural markings on your face, like this freckle or age spot, whatever that is I got on my forehead. It just adds a real nice color, and that way it's not so drying as just using the powder on its own. Okay, now a couple more announcements to put out there. So I'm really glad to see my first installment in the Natural Remedies testimony went over so well. Thank you everyone for your great comments. But I want to remind you, if you have your own natural remedy testimony, share it in the comments. That's great. But if you want me to read it in a future video, please send that to me. Type it out, send that to me at raincountryhomestead@gmail.com and title it Natural Remedy Testimony. And then I can read that in a future video, because I have 2 videos so far. I'm going to be shooting a third one soon, because I have quite a few more testimonies to read already. But I would like to make this a longer going series that I can all put. I've already got the playlist started, and I want to keep adding to that playlist and just have a great series like this going, especially with the interaction I saw below this last video. And the other one's going to be publishing this week, the second one, I think on Thursday. So keep those coming. And by the way, if you have testimonies that are YouTube ban topic related testimonies, then go ahead and send those to me, because what I'll do is I'll put those in a video that will only go on Rumble. I have 2 so far that I cannot share on YouTube, but I will share them in their own video on Rumble. I figured out finally how to get the playlist added to a public section where you can see them in all in one place. So if you go to my channel link that you'll find down below, you'll see a tab in there just like you do on YouTube for playlists, and you can see all the playlists that I've been building up. I'm adding to, and that's why if you've already followed me on Rumble, you're probably getting all these notifications, because I'm finding more videos that I hadn't put on Rumble yet, and getting them over there, uploading them, and populating those different playlists. So I've got still a lot of work to do, but there's going to be a lot that that are older videos. I think I'm just going to reshoot anyway. And one of those playlists, by the way, that I started over there are YouTube banned videos. So they're either videos that either got removed from YouTube and now can only be found on Rumble, videos that I had to edit for YouTube because of certain things I mentioned in there, but can be found in their full form on Rumble. And then videos that I made only for Rumble, such as my Rumble Only This and That's, which I have another one publishing soon. I have one already, and I'm going to try to do at least one Rumble only video at least once a month if I can. Yeah, I just recommend following me on there. Even if you don't watch me on there, I'd still go in there and subscribe, but also know you don't have to have a Rumble account to watch any of the videos. So anytime I give you the links to my public page, you should be able to go in there and watch it just like you can on YouTube without having an account. You just can't like or comment. And no, it does not cost anything. I say this repeatedly. I never put my content anywhere that requires you to pay to view it. And that includes Patreon. Though yes, I've had a Patreon for over 7 years. All of my posts are free and open to anyone, and it's all public. Nobody has to pay a dime to be, or a cent, to be able to see any of the posts I have in there. So anyway, that's it for my this and that for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Any thoughts, ideas you'd like to share, please put them in comments down below. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.